By hammering, the iron is stretched. All this work of shaping the iron into long bars or small plates to make it easier to transform in the small forges was done by harnessing hydraulic energy. When the iron is hot in the forge, one of the smiths handles the trigger, that is, releases the water that moves the wheel. With the lever, he lifts and adjusts the flow plugs, or taksimbok, to release the desired amount of water. As the water rushes through a canal called guzuraska, it speeds up or slows down the rotation of the hydraulic wheel. The shaft, or gabiardatsa, carries the movement to the hammer handle through the masukariak, or hammer teeth. As these teeth rotate, they strike the end of the hammer handle, pushing it downward to bounce off the dendal haria. As a result, the hammer strikes forcefully on the anvil, or ingudea. This is where the smith places the glowing iron to shape it as he wishes. With the speed of the shaft, the smiths control the number of revolutions and therefore the number of strikes the hammer delivers. Besides forging iron, the forge's hearth was used to obtain this metal by reducing the ore, reaching temperatures between 1200 and 1300 degrees Celsius. To reach these high temperatures, a large enough amount of air was needed to maintain the combustion of charcoal. The most common method of air supply was bellows or barkines. Just as with the hammer, when the bellows wheel is set in motion, it turns the bellows shaft, which has some wooden teeth attached. When the teeth meet the esgamel, the piece located at the end of the upper cover of the bellows, it drags it, compressing it and directing the contained air through the tuya nozzle into the furnace. As soon as the tooth is released from the esgamel, due to the action of a counterweight, it returns to its original position, refilling with air. With two bellows and the teeth staggered on the shaft, a continuous airflow to the hearth is achieved. While one bellows blows air into the furnace, the other refills with air. Preparing the furnace was a very laborious task, so the smiths did not allow it to go out. In the past, they brought the ore, smelted it in the furnace, and turned it into ingots. Then they forged it and sold it as bars or made different tools. Today, only the work of iron forging has been reconstructed. The anvil, or ingudea, is fixed on an oak log embedded a meter deep in the ground to cushion the blow. Despite this safety measure, the floor of the Mirandola forge vibrates with each hammer strike. There are 5 smiths who, on the first Sunday of each month, set the Mirandola forge in motion. A forger and his assistant, a furnace operator with an aide, and a man to handle the trigger, that is, to regulate the water pressure. They wear long linen smocks that protect their bodies from sparks, cover their faces with the brim of a wide hat, and reenact this arduous medieval work. For the rest of the year, all the machinery in the Mirandaola forge remains idle, on display for all those capable of transporting their imagination back a few centuries when miners, charcoal burners, carriers and smiths coexisted with farmers in the Legazpi Valley, a true iron valley.